Alexis Nunes alongside Stevie Nicol. We're looking at all the action that happened at the bottom half of the table in the Premier League. Now that an unprecedented season is done and dusted, Stevie, let's start off with Aston Villa, who managed to pull off the great escape. And Jack Grealish was a happy man. We'll talk about him in a bit. But Villa, I mean, they spent some money, so a lot was asked from them. How will they be feeling about finally surviving?
Oh my goodness, how will they feel? Well, they won't feel much by tomorrow morning because I think it'll be a long night for them and the fans and the players and staff. I would say though that Dean Smith, since the break for the pandemic, no question, if there was a manager that worked with his team on a particular thing that has made such a difference, it's Dean Smith, because before the stop down, they were shocking defensively. And clearly, during this break, he has worked tirelessly with them. How he's done it, I believe, is over Zoom, like we're doing, and all kinds of different ways. But he has absolutely sorted that back line out, him and John Terry. And that's why they're staying up. Yes, the goals that Grealish has scored, and obviously the one today was a huge one, but primarily the manager and his staff have earned their corn by tightening that back line up, because that's the reason they are still in the Premier League.
Well, of course, I will let Villa have a sigh of relief and probably relax a little bit before thinking of next season. But honestly, when you do flirt with danger as close as Villa did, you might want to start thinking of next season a little sooner than later. And the big question is, will Jack Grealish be a part of their plans come next season? We know he's been heavily linked with Man United. People say it makes sense for him to go. He deserves better. He's a quality player, and he'll only get that at a quote-unquote bigger club. So, Stevie, what do you think?
I asked myself that very question when the final whistle went and he stayed up, because I think we all thought automatically he was gone. Yeah. I think it matters that he's actually a homeboy. I think it matters that he's going up at Villa, and that might just, if it's down to him anyway, I think that might sway him to stay in one more season, just to maybe try and solidify Villa. And of course, again, it depends on if they do get an offer, how big it is, because, you know, Villa clearly will have to strengthen, and they need money to strengthen. So it's kind of a combination of things. If the money's correct, then he'll probably go. But if it comes down to him, I've got a little sneaky, unless it's a Liverpool or a team like that, I've got a little sneaky that he might stay another season.
Oh, plot twist. Let's talk about Bournemouth now, Stevie, shall we? Because, oh my goodness, Eddie Howe and the Cherries did absolutely everything they possibly could. They even did get the win today, but unfortunately, it was just not enough. Do you think they stuck with Eddie Howe too long, as some people are questioning, and really should they in the Championship come next season?
No, I don't think so. He brought them up, playing the way they've played since they've been in the Premier League. So I would be, if I was them, I would keep a hold of Eddie Howe. I'd try and keep a hold of as many of the players as I can, and try and come back up that way. You know, I think one of the reasons they're going down is because they only have one way to play. Now, some might see that as a problem with Eddie Howe, you know, because other teams like Villa, I've just sat here and told you how great the defence has become since the pandemic. And I didn't think Bournemouth could do it. I didn't think they were capable of it, and they've shown that they weren't. So they're the team that only plays one way. So it depends on the owners. Do they want a team that plays football? And if they do, then they should stick with Eddie Howe. But if they want a mixture, then Eddie Howe is not your man.
Well, speaking of sticking with managers, that's something that Watford as well, who have been relegated to, did not seem to do, from Javi Gracia to Quique Sanchez-Flores to bringing in Nigel Pearson and then sacking him with 2 extremely important games to go. Stevie, where did Watford let themselves down? Was it really the final nail in the coffin, the sacking of Nigel Pearson?
I think so. Look, I mean, they were dead and buried when Nigel Pearson came in. I think they were 7 or 8 points adrift of everybody else when Nigel walked through the door. And he got them into a position where it was in their hands with 2 or 3 games to go. And there's no way that chopping and changing 4 and 5 times a season with a manager is good for a team. because every manager plays. They all try and play open attacking football, but everybody has their own little idiosyncrasies that they want the players to do and their unit and their team to do. And so when you're changing that 4 and 5 times a season, and it's going to take time every single time you bring a manager in to get some sort of rhythm. There's no way that the players they have, they should be going down. They've got talented players, but so much disruption, no cohesion, not being able to get in any rhythm. They had the odd good performance, particularly under Nigel. But then again, the owners go and throw a hand grenade on it, blow it all up with 2 games to go, and think that something's going to happen, and it didn't. So, kind of their own fault, but we'll see how they do as well come next season.
And then finally, I hate to get sentimental, but Watford did, it was a big ask to beat Arsenal at the Emirates, but Watford did give it a good go, led, of course, by their captain, Troy Deeney. And I mean, how much is the Premier League just going to miss a character like Troy Deeney?
Yeah, there aren't many like him anymore. He's your classic English homebred guy that may not be technically the best centre forward in the world, but I tell you what, you don't want to play against him. You always want him on your side. He's that character that will drag you through the mud and be right at the forefront. And if anything's going to happen, good or bad, he's taking it first. So yeah, he'll definitely be missed. There aren't many like him in football. Never mind just the Premier League.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.